Funding provided by
the Iowa Department of Health and Human Services encourages Iowans to talk to their doctor or healthcare provider about vaccines. Learn more at hhs.iowa.gov or ask your healthcare provider.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.
Fairway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fairway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fairway.com.
Across Iowa, hundreds of neighborhood banks strive to serve their communities, provide jobs, and help local businesses. Iowa banks are proud to back the life you build. Learn more at iowabankers.com.
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.
Welcome to downtown Des Moines. We've seen it all this week. We've had snow, we've had fire evacuations, we have cheerleaders, we have basketball. It's all inside here at Wells Fargo Arena as we get ready to tip off our doubleheader girls high school class 5A and 3A championships. Hello, friends. I'm Paul Yeager. Glad to have you here. It's day 1 of 2. And tonight we have a doubleheader. Tomorrow, a tripleheader. Thanks for joining us here on Iowa PBS for our tournament coverage. We'll bring you all the highlights and interviews from right here on our on-site sports desk coming up at halftime. But first, let's go down to our friends BJ Shaban and Laura Leonard for their call of the Class 5A Girls State Championship.
Thank you, Paul. Yes, it is time for state championship basketball here from Wells Fargo Arena. The top seed, Johnston Dragons, taking on number 2 seed, Dowling Catholic. Hi again, everyone, with Laura Leonard. I'm BJ Shaban, and Laura, we're right where we thought we would be from last March. These two teams did it.
Yeah, we talked about it when that game ended. We thought we might see this rematch at this point in time this year, and here we have it, and we expect it to be a very close ball game.
Well, let's take a look at the resumes, shall we? First up for Dowling Catholic, the Maroons, their 26th trip to state. They were the runners-up a year ago, but they have all 5 starters back. They've got a senior guard in Ava Zedeker. She is lights out, is the Creighton signee. And look out for junior Ellie Moeller. She has been phenomenal here at the state tournament. Meanwhile, for the Johnston Dragons, defending state champs, 6th straight title game appearance. They're on a long winning streak. Top scoring team in 5A, and yes, they have the superstar in Jenica Lewis, averaging over 18 a game, and she has over 40 Division I offers. She too has had quite a tournament.
Yeah, she really has, and we talked about it in the pregame that she is a game manager. She understands how to handle a game and how to get her team in rhythm, get them going, and get them into position to score.
It should be a lot of fun, shouldn't it? Number 1 Johnston and number 2 Dowling Catholic, a rematch from last year. As it's time now to get introduced to the teams a little bit more, as we turn it over to tonight's public address announcer, Joe Hammond.
the Dowling Catholic Maroons. Now let's hear it for the Johnston Dragons. Fans, it's now time to introduce the players in tonight's championship matchup. First, the non-starters for the Dowling Catholic Maroons. Number 1, Kate Clendenin. Number 3, Emerson Flattery. Number 25, Madison Rice. Number 31, Olivia Meredith. Number 33, Macy Harnden. Number 35, Nellie Johnson. And number 41, Sophia Anthony Bodie. The assistant coaches for Dowling Catholic are Joel Danner, Audrey Faber, Tom Donahue, Lisa Smith, Jonathan Vanderaw, and Logan Greiner. Now let's meet the non-starters for the Johnston Dragons. Number 4, Sydney Pullman. Number 5, Sydney Felice. Number 12, Chloe Helgeson. Number 23, Julia Kinnitz. Number 24, Ruby Pullman. Number 32, Paige Andernacht. Number 33, Emma Gray. Number 34, Adeline Hauser. Number 40, Hannah Haxton. And number 44, Kaya Hood. The assistant coaches for Johnston are Brad Buchan, Steve Boleen, and Christine Wolford. And now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready for tonight's starting lineups? For Dowling Catholic at forward, a 5'10" senior, number 5, Ellie Olson. And for Johnston at guard, a 5'10" junior, number 10, Jenica Lewis. For Dowling Catholic at guard, a 5'11" sophomore, number 11, Katie Muller. And for Johnston at guard, a 5'8" sophomore, number 14, Ari Phillips. For Dowling Catholic at guard, a 5'10" senior, number 13, Ava Zedeker. And for Johnston at guard, a 5'8" sophomore, number 20, Dea Phillips. For Dowling Catholic at guard, a 5'9" senior, number 15, Layla Tritton. And for Johnston at guard, a 5'10" freshman, number 22, Kelly Kolb. For Dowling Catholic at forward, a 6'2" junior, number 23, Ellie Muller. And for Johnston at forward, a 6'1" senior, number 42, Amani Jenkins. The head coach for Dowling Catholic is Kristen Meyer, and the head coach for Johnston is Chad Gillick. The floor officials tonight are Travis Berkey, Garrett Wirtz, Chad Slagle, and the bench official is Brent Behrens. Welcome, Dowling Catholic and Johnston.
The Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union promotes good sportsmanship by participants, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants, officials, and spectators in a positive manner. Profanity, racial, sexist, or abusive comments.
Well, here we go, and Laura, I'll just say what everybody's probably thinking at home. What an opener.
That was amazing. I turned to you and I said, if that doesn't get you fired up, nothing will. What a great entrance for both of these teams.
Well, let's take a look at the keys to the game. What does Johnston need to do?
Yeah, they don't need to force the offense. Let the offense come to them. Be patient on the offensive side. Work the ball inside out. Get those good high percentage shots. And then don't give up any second chance opportunities. Dowling's going to crash the boards. They're going to try to get themselves some second chance points. And then for Dowling, what they need to do, they've got to have a balanced attack. A year ago in this title game, Ava Zedeker was the only one in double figures. She had almost 70% of their points of the entire game. She needs some help from her teammates, and they need to get to the free throw line. Put it on the ground, attack, get inside, try to get Johnston into a little bit of foul trouble.
Johnston wearing white with purple, the Maroons with great numbers of maroon jerseys. It'll be Moeller, and Jenkins will tip it up at center court as the Class 5A state championship is underway, as it will be controlled by Dowling Catholic. Again, Maroons enter at 22-3, 2 losses to this Johnston team that has only had 3 games in single digits all season, and 2 of those to Dowling.
Right, and the last one, a nail-biter, 2 points, 64-62 was the final of that ball game.
Moeller caught up at the top. We'll pitch it off here to Olsen. Tritton along the baseline. They'll reverse it around. Here's Zedeker. Ava in the paint to the top. Moeller's 3. Rolled off, and a rebound to Adea Phillips.
That is solid defense by the Dragons on the first offensive series for the Maroons. Did not let them have any kind of opening.
Here's Jenica. Can't get it to fall. Dragons at 25-0 with Lewis, Phillips, Kolb, Phillips, and Jenkins. Dowling Catholic with the Moeller sisters, Zedeker, Tritton, and Olsen on the floor. Underneath, Olsen with the bucket.
It looks like Ari Phillips gets the assignment on Zedeker. They came over to double team. Lewis came out over to help. And Zedeker with the eyes up, able to get the dump off for the easy 2.
When these two played the last time in West Des Moines at Dowling Catholic, it was Ari Phillips who connected on a pair of late free throws to prevail for Johnston 64-62. This rebound and offensive board for Johnston. Here's Phillips going to work. And it will belong to the Dragons.
Going to say a few jitters, I think, on the Dragons' side on offense. Their shots coming off the backboard, off the rim, a little hard. And I think there's just a little adrenaline flowing here in this ball game.
Yeah, I don't think it's jitters. I think it's adrenaline as that 3 is off the mark for Phillips. There's a lot of juice, as you would say.
A lot of electricity here in the building.
Moeller going to drive it in with the left hand. Underneath, Olsen again, another bucket.
They are taking it inside. They are drawing defense to them, and then they're looking on the backside, getting good passes, getting high percentage shots.
Phillips underneath, can't get it. Gets her own rebound, kicks it out to Lewis for 3. And another tough offensive board. Kolb got it, and it's going to be fouled by Dowling Catholic. This goes against Zedeker, her first.
The one thing, I know it's just one foul, but the one thing that the Maroons cannot afford is foul trouble, any kind of foul trouble. They only went 6 players deep in the semifinals. They do not go very deep on their bench.
Dowling Catholic as a school, 4-5 all-time in the state final. Here's a drive by Amani Jenkins, and she'll get Johnston on the board.
Got a mismatch that time and had Olsen on her backside, just kept dribbling to the hoop, able to get position.
Moeller working on the freshman. In the paint, gets the bucket. Katie Moeller.
Moeller in the quarterfinals, 11 points in that ball game. They need her to step into the scoring column tonight.
Jenkins going to back her way in. Now Phillips will take a run. In the paint, goes high arcing and gets the net.
Oh, she saw that Muller was coming up with those arms extended. A little fadeaway, high arching shot.
It's a 2-point game. Johnston will bring it ahead with Ari Phillips. As Jenkins out on the wing, they'll reset with Phillips at the top. She'll drive it in on Moeller. Tries to find Kinnitz. It's knocked away. Ball's loose. Everybody's on the deck. What effort. This is going to go to Dowling. Wow.
Nobody could bring that one in. Everybody sacrificing their body as this one gets knocked away. Nobody could find the handle on it. Bodies to the floor. Goes the Maroons' way.
This is a top 50 matchup in the nation. Johnston comes in ranked 13th in the land. Dowling Catholic at number 34, according to Max Preps. And it should live up to the hype. Has so far. Zediker with 10 on the shot clock. From the wing will bring it in. The hard spin. Oh, the spin cycle's on.
When she gets in there, she does that drop step, and the touch on the shot is so soft. She always gets the bounce off the rim. That time, she just put it through cleanly.
They're going to dare Phillips to shoot it tonight.
Well, I'm not sure why, because she has had one heck of a tournament. Good work and a good two-player game that time. Not sure that you want to allow Ari Phillips to have an open look. 15 points in the first game, 10 in the second.
Zediker's 3 off the mark. Johnston will clear it. And now nearly turned it over as Zediker on the defense. Well, you think about it with Johnston and a little pick and roll here, Laura.
Perfect screen, and that's just textbook. You get the screen, you get the roll.
Boy, the threes haven't fallen yet for either team.
Now, both teams cannot find the mark right now from outside, and that's a good part of their game. Maroons take about 21 a game.
Zediker again spinning her way to the hoop. Can't get this one to drop. Here's Jenica in the paint. It's all tied up.
I'm going to tell you what, you can't be upset if you miss a shot. You got to get back on defense if you're Dowling Catholic.
Tritton's 3. No. Lewis again in the paint. The kick out. Now Phillips. Again, they're going to let her have that tonight. Can't get the long jumper to fall. Rebounded Jenkins underneath, and the putback is good. And the Dragons have their first lead of the night.
Quick to the ball, and Jenkins able to be in position to grab that garbage and put it back in.
Now Zediker fouled up top by Kinnitz. That's only going to be the first team foul called on Johnston.
They made a switch that time. Phillips had Zediker initially. As she made her move, she switched up, gave her to Kinnitz. Kinnitz bodied up and got called for the foul.
Adea Phillips back out on the floor. She checks in for the freshman call. Zediker works the baseline, will draw some contact. Is called against Ari Phillips.
Saw the daylight on the baseline. I think Zediker maybe got a little hook in there, got away with it, got around Phillips.
What a defensive battle we've got here so far, too. Olsen's shot not there.
Yeah, you have two teams that are high-scoring teams, as you had mentioned. Johnston, #1 in 5A at 67 points a game.
Muller will go up and get it. Now Zediker driving in, going to be fouled. And this is going to be the second on Ari Phillips.
Muller wins that battle for the loose ball, gets it out to Zedeker, and she goes in between two defenders. Going through a lot of hands and a lot of arms and a lot of traffic, gets herself to the free throw line.
And the free throw is good by Ava Zedeker. She has 3. Dowling will go to their bench for the first time. Macy Harnden will check in. Comes in for Ellie Olson. Kristen Meyer in the controls, her 9th season at Dowling Catholic. And Zedeker has 4, had 34 in the last game between these two. All tied up at 10. Phillips into the paint. Gets the shot to fall high off the glass. She's got 6.
Twice she has challenged Muller on the inside, able to adjust mid-air and get it high off the glass.
Not many people will go against the state's leading shot blocker in Class 5A and be successful.
No, not at all, and that's why she's the #1 shot blocker in the state. And she can get up there, she times it perfectly, but she found a way around it. Now Jenkins gets a block on the other end.
Shot clock is off. Let's see if Johnston will hold for 1, leading it by 2. No, Lewis looks to attack. Now Jenkins has it stripped away by Tritton. See if Dowling will hold for 1 here. They will. Here's Tritton, the deep 3, off the mark. And with 0.3 of a second, Johnston will get it back.
I think the crowd maybe had a little part in that one. They started counting down the clock, but it was a good look by Tritton. Just came up a little short.
And that'll be the end of the opening quarter. 12-10 Johnston. Let's go to Paul Yeager, who's standing by.
Woo, BJ and Laura, how about that first quarter? That was something else. Great job, great call. Let's see how these two teams made it to this. It was some pretty good semifinals for a while, and then things kind of erupted. Let's take a look at how the two for Dowling Catholic. It was a game against Waukee Northwest, and it was Ava Zedeker. There's a look at Zedeker from the right side. She hit that short-range jumper, and then on the shot, then hits that 3. Now the interior to Muller and the turnaround shot, and the good combination. Coach Myers kind of trying to get those two involved again. There's Muller on the nice, pretty shot from 15 as Dowling won 52-47 over Waukee Northwest. The Dragons, they played Centennial, who they played in the regular season. Jenica Lewis, then Amani Jenkins, step out 3. And then it's Jenkins again as she looks to the crowd and says, thanks for the inspiration. Then she can take it to the rack and score again. Amani Jenkins big in that contest. Take a look at this Jenica Lewis 3. And that was a big shot as Johnston won that contest 61-42. I hope you've been able to get your breath hot, BJ and Laura, because whew, I was tired watching it from up here. You're the ones working.
Well, Paul, we're just enjoying the game, and what a game it's been. 12-10, but what's really standing out to me, Laura, is the rebounds. Johnston has outboarded Dowling Catholic 13-4 through that first 8 minutes.
Yeah, that's amazing, and 5 of those offensive rebounds as well, and so they've given themselves another chance on offense every time they pull an offensive rebound to get more points. But boy, I'm telling you what, it was an electric first quarter, and I think the crowds are into it, and this place is packed.
Now let's see if things settle down here.
They might, yeah. After that first quarter, you kind of get the first quarter to run out that nervous energy, and now you just settle back and you play a little basketball.
On the floor for Johnston, Kolb, Jenkins, the Lewis and the Phillips sisters, as Jenkins, the Virginia Tech recruit, airmailed one to a friend in the stands.
Sometimes that happens, and just maybe a little indecision that you are looking at somebody you want to get the ball to. Think better of it.
There's Zedeker high off the glass, can't get it to fall. Dragons in transition underneath. Adea Phillips, what a dime by Lewis.
Boy, and that's what she does so well. She sees the floor and then Phillips just cutting right down the middle of the lane. Nobody picked her up, and Lewis saw her right away and fired a bullet.
Dowling in need of a bucket. It's been a while since they put one through. And stepping on the end line was Harnden.
This is where they get their running game going. You get out on a wing, look for somebody to cut through the middle, and you find a teammate cutting right to the basket in Dea Phillips.
Katie Moeller back out on the floor. She joins Harnden. Her sister Ellie, Ava Zedeker, and also Ellie Olsen. Here's Lewis. Out of the top, Jenkins with the left hand looking to drive it in. Against that zone, can't get it to fall.
Mueller back there protecting the rim so you could turn her and know that you were going to have some help on the backside.
Here's Moeller, going to be fouled by Jenkins. That'll be Amani's first. Layla Tritton back out onto the floor for the Maroons for Harnden.
Trying to get some screens set up top to get somebody open on the perimeter.
Zedeker for three. Can't get the ball. We haven't seen a three go through yet, which is strange for these two teams. They're among the best in the state at three-point shooting.
Dowling makes almost 8 a game, and Johnston right around 6 a game.
Olsen out in front with it. Finds a teammate, Tritton for two.
Perfect management of the fast break. As you get out, you wait for the defense to fly by and drop off a nice pass to a cutting teammate.
Phillips again in the paint will challenge. Can't get this one to fall. Moeller with the board and will bring it ahead. Again, each team knows each other really well. The deep three by Moeller. Can't get this one to fall. Olsen with the rebound.
Well, they had the floor so spread out that two of the smaller players were inside rebounding position.
Moeller will attack and finish.
She needs to do a little more of that. She needs to get into attack mode, put it on the floor, take it at whoever is defending her, because everybody else seems to be bottled up.
We are tied again. Phillips again will attack. Can't get the bucket. Little cat and mouse game, possum if you will, by Ellie Moeller.
Phillips gave a little ball fake and Mueller did not go for it.
Here's Moeller's three. This is just so strange.
I know both of these teams are usually adept at knocking down three-pointers, but again, I think the nervous energy.
That three won't go, called, and Moeller tied up. Possession arrow will give it to Dowling Catholic. So we are a collective 0 for 12 for both teams from three-point range, and now a timeout going to be taken here by Dowling Catholic. Dowling 0 for 8, 0 for 4 for Johnston. And so far, Ari Phillips guiding the way for the Dragons as they try to pick up yet another state championship.
She has done a really good job here in this tournament, but against Dowling in the 2 regular season games, 11 points and 21 points. So she likes playing against the Maroons, and she likes playing here at the state tournament. Everybody else has been slowed down and shut down for the Dragons, but Phillips is the player that has stepped up and kept them in this ball game.
4:21 to go here in the first half. Again, tied up at 14. The rebounding numbers seem to be picking up for Dowling Catholic. At one point, they were outboarded by as many as 12. That has been narrowed down to 6. 16-10 advantage on the glass for Johnston. What else are you noticing?
Well, the pace of play has slowed down a little bit. They're kind of settling in, but the defense on both sides really doing a good job of not allowing either offense to get in any kind of a rhythm, get the cuts in that they want, get into position that they want. So defense right now is dictating this ball game.
A little pressure in backcourt here by Johnston as Julia Kinnick back out onto the floor for the Dragons. As Ari Phillips gets a rest inside. Moeller can't get the bucket to fall.
They changed up that time on defense. They put Lewis on Zedeker.
Now Jenkins. Lewis inside to Adea Phillips. Has it swatted away by Moeller. And then a foul called on Katie Moeller on the reach. That'll be her first.
And they get Muller on the inside, just protecting in the middle. Gets the good block right there, just the reach in from behind as Katie Muller picks up that foul.
Chad Gillick, his 13th season at Johnston. What a run his Dragons have had. Jenica Lewis trying to keep it going. She's got 4. And the Dragons out in front again by 2.
You know, she thought about that 3 on the inbound and then put it on the floor with the good first step. And she is so quick up off the bounce to get that shot off. Nobody can get up there and block it.
Moeller's answer not there. Rebound to Phillips, who will be fouled by Olsen. That'll be the second team foul on Dowling Catholic here in the quarter.
Dragons doing a great job on the boards. They have not given up a lot of offensive boards. As a matter of fact, just 1. And so it's really 1 and done for Dowling Catholic. They have got to do a better job of getting high percentage shots. They seem to be rushing shots and shooting it long or coming up short arming it.
Inside, underneath, Jenkins forced it in traffic. Picks up the loose ball, and a timeout is going to be taken by Johnston here. Well, if you're joining coverage via YouTube, tell us where you're watching from in the comments. And thank you to all of our viewers tuning in. And I think about all those people that are watching. Laura, the upper deck has been opened here at Wells Fargo Arena as this place is jam-packed for state championship basketball.
It's great just to look around the arena and see pretty much every seat is filled, and they are loud. Both teams' fan bases are into it.
Well, let me tell you, here at the state tournament, it's been a fun week. The pomp, the pageantry, but it is so tough to win down here. And you think about some of the accomplishments what Johnston's trying to do. Ankeny back in 2002 through 05, their last team to win the big class back-to-back. Lewis's deep 3. Can't get it to fall. Phillips with the board. And they get a fresh 35. Zedeker knocks it away. This one free. Tritton up with it. To Moeller. It's taken right back by Ari Phillips. Ari on the prowl. Calm shot. Can't get it to go.
That's the kind of flurry of action that we saw in the first quarter. And there again, got to take care of the basketball. When you get that steal, don't want to get rid of it right away. Make sure you have the good pass, the good angle to get it to a teammate.
Johnston shooting 32%, Dowling right at 30. Moeller's shot off the mark. Now here's Kinnitz. She'll pull up. It's not there. 1 and done this time for Johnston.
Both of these teams, I think they ran so hard in the first quarter, slowed it down, ran a little bit more here in the second quarter, but they're kind of gassed right now. You can see a couple of players walking up and down the floor.
Zedeker thought about it. Just could not get the space.
Kinnitz is doing a great job on her.
And with that bad right knee, and a foul going to be called on Kinnitz. And that'll be her second. The second team foul on Johnston.
Kinnitz started the last couple of years, as you had mentioned, has that knee issue, has been playing with it. Doing a good job of staying with Zedeker. Just got a little too aggressive with that knee and sent her to the floor.
Maroons will play it in. Again, Zedeker looks to drive in on Jenkins. Now will fire. And hit!
And just looking at that matchup, you have to think, okay, don't put it on the floor and take it inside because you're giving up inches to Jenkins. Step back and knock down a three. How about the freshman coming out with an answer?
Called, knocking it down. Now we're going to start to see it maybe flow a little bit more from the outside.
Sometimes when you see those go through, finally that first one goes through and it takes the pressure off, and you start seeing both teams rein them in. Just like that.
Yes, ma'am.
I think Zedeker has kind of found the rhythm and understanding that they're giving her a little separation. She can give that little jab step and step back and line it up for a three-point shot.
(20-19) Dowling Catholic. Now it is Johnston who will slow it down.
Shot clock and game clock just about the same.
Lewis, the three. Not there. Rebound, Muller. Down to 2 seconds, and that'll be the end of the first half. So Dowling Catholic has a 1-point lead through the first 16 minutes in the 5A championship. Let's go to Paul Yeager.
All right.
With us.
Thank you very much there, BJ and Laura. What a great first half. And you heard BJ mention about the crowd. Normally on Saturday around where we're seated is when we finally have some people sitting us. But yes, we have fans that are almost, if I could, I would turn around to all of them and they would cheer. They are seeing a fantastic ball game right here between Dowling and Johnston. So Coach Meyer, I think, is who we're talking to, right?
Yep, that's me.
Hi, Coach. So you've been in this position before with this team against Johnston. A little cold on the three-point shots early on, but now all of a sudden things have started to turn. What changed?
I mean, not much. We just hit a couple. I think that first three that Ava hit kind of gave her a little bit of confidence, and then she came down. She's feeling it, hit it. So those two threes to end the half were really, really big for us, and then we got to stop on the defensive end.
In this championship game, nerves are something. It looked like teams were maybe a little bit tense. Is that something you're going to address here when you go into the locker room?
Actually, no. I thought we played pretty well. I mean, you're playing, one of the best teams in the state. I thought we defended well. Offensively, I thought we had pretty good patience, especially early on. I think now both teams have settled a little bit. I'm not sure if it's nerves or just you're ready to go. You have a lot of energy, but I thought we had a really, really good first half, and now we just have to sustain and make sure we don't give up any runs here in the second half.
Yeah, exactly. You told me yesterday when I said you got to jump out. Says we can't jump out, Paul. We have to play and contain runs. I think you've done that, right, in this first half?
Yeah, I think we've done a great job with that, and it's really just started on the defensive end. And then when we got a little cold on offense, we got some stops when we needed them. So we're really happy with how we're playing so far.
All right, appreciate your time. Thank you so much, Coach.
All right, thank you, Paul.
All right, that's head coach of the Dowling Catholic Maroons, Kristen Meyer. She's won a state championship when she's at Nevada, trying to get this game over for her Maroons as they go into the break at halftime. Now, we talk about the pageantry. We talk about all these wonderful things that happen. It has been a great year of state champions. Let's now have one of the great things, the Parade of Champions. Let's meet them all from around the state.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the great traditions of the Iowa Girls State Basketball Tournament is to pay tribute to all of the state champions from the previous year. Ladies and gentlemen, the Parade of Champions presented by the Iowa Bankers Association. We start today's parade by introducing the state championships that Pleasant Valley High School won in 2024. The Spartans claimed state titles in volleyball, track and field, cross country, softball, and golf. Because many of the girls are multi-sport athletes on these different championship teams, we'll introduce them together with their respective coaches. Kenny Wheeler is the track and field coach. The Spartan volleyball team is coached by Amber Hall. Amanda Hughes coaches the softball team. Cross country is coached by Jane Wheeler. And the golf team is coached by Sean Kingery. Congratulations to the Spartans on an amazing year. Let's meet the rest of our state champions now, beginning in basketball. The defending 5A champions couldn't be in attendance today as they are playing tonight's Class 5A final, but congratulations to Chad Gillick and the Johnston Dragons. The Class 2A state champions for the 4th consecutive year, the Wolverines from Dyke, New Hartford with Coach Bruce Dahl. The Class 4A state champions, Coach P.J. Sweeney and the Clear Creek Amana Clippers. Champions of Class 3A, the Solon Spartans and Coach Jamie Smith. The Class 1A champions are the Lynx from North Lynn and Coach Brian Wheatley. Honoring the champions in softball, the Class 4A state champions are the Carlisle Wildcats, coached by Jim Flaws. The 2A softball champions, Coach James Flaws and the Van Meter Bulldogs. Back-to-back champions in Class 3A, the Raiders from Williamsburg with Coach Adam Birdie. The champions of Class 1A, Coach Shelley Striegel and the Sigourney Savages. Moving to soccer, the back-to-back champions of Class 2A, the Dallas Center Grimes Mustangs with Coach Dan James. The Class 1A champions, Coach Randy Davis and the Nevada Cubs. On to wrestling, the champions of Class 2A, Raccoon River Northwest and Coach James Biscaglia. Now let's meet the 2024 volleyball champions, starting in Class 4A, Coach Lauren Boatman and the Crusaders from Sioux City, Bishop Elin. The Class 3A champs, Coach Maggie Willems and the Mount Vernon Mustangs. Champions of Class 2A, the Denver Cyclones and Coach Jamie Johnson. The back-to-back champions in Class 1A, the Ankeny Christian Eagles and Coach Michelle Quick. Moving to swimming and diving, the 2024 swimming and diving champions, Coach Paul Urey and the Dowling Catholic Maroons. This year's adaptive swimming champions is Keokuk with Coach Andrea Wooster. Let's meet the track and field champions from 2024. First are the 3A champions from ADM, the Tigers, and Coach Bart Mueller. From Class 1A, the St. Ansgar Saints, and coaches Keely Sweesaw and Phil Baldus. The 2A champions, the Van Meter Bulldogs, and coaches Josh Flaws and Eric Trudeau. The 2024 Para Track and Field champions from Iowa City West, the Trojans, and Coach Mike Parker. Moving to bowling, the 2A bowling champions, the Keokuk Chiefs, and Coach Hope Duver. The 3A bowling champions, Coach Scott Bader and the Cougars from Cedar Rapids, Kennedy. The Class 1A champions, Coach Brad Weber and the Storm from Comanche. Meeting the individual bowling champions, the 3A bowling champion from Waterloo West, Macy Smedley and Coach Brandon Steen. The adaptive bowling champion from Waverly Shellrock, Petra Sauer and Coach Caitlin Wilkery. Moving to cross country, the champions in Class 3A, the Pella Dutch and Coach Douglas Cutter. The Class 1A cross country champions, Coach Dion Brait and Marty Dalton and the Cardinals from Earlham. The 2A champions, Coach Lynette Paul and the Mid-Prairie Golden Hawks. Here are the individual champions in cross country, starting in 4A. From Dallas Center Grimes, Piper Messerly with coaches Justin Droppert and Heather Every. The 2A champion, Noelle Steinis from Tipton and Coach Jill Engels. The 1A champion from Council Bluffs St. Albert, Lily Denton with Coach Bob Weedman. Turning to tennis, the 2A team champions, Coach Aaron Charlstrom and the Dowling Catholic Maroons. Walking with the team are the 2A doubles champions, Grace Fry and Juju Morrow. The Class 1A team champions, the Pella Dutch with Coach David Bushka. The Class 2A co-ed champions, London and Caden Taylor from Waukee with Northwest with Coach Eric Wetzel and Kevin Taylor. Moving to golf, the Class 2A champions from the Cougars from Sumner Fredericksburg with Coach Josh Kruger, Jalen Tranbarger. Walking with the team also is 2A medalist Chloe Bolte. The Class 3A champions, the Gilbert Tigers with coaches Grant Walker and Rob Lynch. Walking with the team is 3A individual medalist Aaron Lorbach. The champions of Class 1A, Coach Jordan Davis and the Easton Valley Riverhawks. And the 4A medalist from Linmar, Morgan Rupp, with Coach Chris James. Ladies and gentlemen, your state champions from 2024 and 2025. Congratulations to all of the schools, athletes, and coaches.
Oh yeah, I saw that team. They won the state title. And oh yeah, they won the state title. That's good to go down memory lane. That's something I've done for years. Love to see it. Thank you, Jason Esslinger, for the introductions and the union for bringing all those teams. We're going to take a quick break, but we still have highlights, and we have a special interview coming up next here on our statewide coverage to all 99 counties tonight live on Iowa PBS.
Coming up on the next episode of Iowa Life, explore a community movement that encourages meaningful conversations.
You have to have a body like we have to be truly intelligent.
Learn about a support system helping refugees. And meet an athlete who has participated in several events at the Special Olympics. That and more on the next Iowa Life.
Tuesdays at 6:30 and Sundays at 10:30 a.m. on Iowa PBS.
Looking for something new to watch? Iowa PBS Passport has you covered. Check out all the latest episodes added from your favorite shows. Stream anytime, anywhere, on any device. Support public media today during Festival and you can binge more of our thrilling dramas, jaw-dropping documentaries, and other PBS favorites today. Support your favorites during Festival on Iowa PBS Passport.
Iowa PBS celebrates Festival with special programs, concerts, and thank you gifts. Be sure to check out the latest thank you gifts, such as the new PBS Crossbody Tote, All Creatures Great and Small Season 5 DVDs, or the Rosie the Riveter coffee mug. Call 800-779-7000. Visit iowapbs.org or scan the QR code and support Iowa PBS today.
Such a meaningful part of Iowa PBS is the coverage of unique Iowa events. And part of that is our high schools and our kids programs, whether it's athletics or otherwise. The state fair coverage, that's such a part of the fabric of Iowa. And I think just the programming that covers things meaningful to our people in our state.
To learn more about becoming a corporate sponsor on Iowa PBS, call or visit us online.
Halftime here at Wells Fargo Arena. You see the champions heading their way back into their seats, and nobody wants to leave it now. We're filling them all up. here at halftime of the Class 5A state championship game. All right, we're going to have a conversation now with Mackenzie Riley. She's from Decorah, Iowa, and she is this year's E. Wayne Cooley winner. And Mackenzie, do you know how big of a deal this scholarship is in this winter?
I truly do. I've been around the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union my whole life and around high school, so I truly understand the meaning, and I just feel so much gratitude for this award.
Your dad is the activities director there, and he has taken you to, taken or had you help at many events, so you've seen many different sports, but you yourself are in track.
Yes.
What is your event there in track?
I run the 400 in track. That's my big event, all versions of the 4, and the sprint med, the 4x4, the D med, the open 4. Running all those versions is my big race in the 4.
So track season just getting started here in the preseason. You also do some music things.
Yes.
And you like to sing.
I do. I really love music. I really enjoy choir at my school because it's a great way to connect with people. I find that creating music together builds really strong connections. So getting involved with choir is also super fun.
And there's a beauty of your school. You're able to do many other things. And,
yes.
and your community of Decorah is a great community. You've also done some community service there. What are some of the things you've done?
Yeah, so a lot of my community service has been through my church youth group. We do a lot of different stuff, helping with stuff in the community, but we also like to travel. A couple summers ago, we went to Alaska and served there, which was life-changing experience. And we go up to the cities and do Feed My Starving Children. And then within Decorah, through youth group and also through our National Honor Society and Community Club, I've gotten involved with different food drives, that sort of things to provide directly to the Decorah community.
You're getting close to graduation. You're headed to Northern Iowa.
Yes.
Elementary education you want to teach. Do I have that right?
That's 100% right. I have a strong passion for working with kids. I work with them all summer long for my job. And I just have had a lot of really strong influences in teaching and coaching in my life, and I really hope to do the same and pass that influence that I had when I was a kid, and still today the influence I'm getting.
We could really go crazy and make you name your favorite teacher, but we won't put anybody on the spot like that. When you go through this scholarship process, it is a very difficult thing, and there's interviews and things like that. What do you remember, what do you think stood out about you to the interview committee?
I think for me is I have a very strong value of empathy, and I really live my life trying to help others, do what's best for others, recognize others, and I did make that a point in my interview that I am, and I know I'm a very empathetic person, and I value others' feelings and opinions, and that's a big way on how I live my life.
And I think that's what the committee likes, and that's what the Iowa Girl is all about. When you hear this Iowa Girl business, do you think of yourself as one of them?
I think, in a way. I started off high school as not a very confident person at all.
Really?
I know, as a lot of, I think, females are not confident in high school, but I had a lot of really strong influences, coaches, teachers, my family, my friends, that really influenced me and made me the person I am today to be, I think, what resembles more of an Iowa girl who is confident in her sports, her academics, all her other areas, and I truly owe that to the people that have mentored me throughout high school.
All right, as you leave and get ready, say you're going to make the graduation speech. What do you think will be your line to the younger girls that are looking up to you?
I think believing in yourself. It's very hard. It was hard for me too, but I think I would leave him with his, you are capable, and as soon as you trust the fact that you are capable, that's when you really start to accomplish things.
All right, Mackenzie Riley, congratulations on the scholarship. I know it's a great thing, and thank you so very much for coming up here and visiting with us, and great to meet you.
Yes, you as well. Thank you.
All right, Mackenzie, thank you so very much from Decorah, and we're going to go back down now as we continue our halftime coverage. When we come back, we'll see if they finish sweeping the floor, and we'll see if there's a coach down there. We'll hope to talk to head coach Chad Gillick in a moment. Dowling leads Johnston 2019 as the Tuxedos sweep us out to our break.
Coming up on the next episode of Iowa Life, explore a community movement that encourages meaningful conversations.
You have to have a body like we have to be truly intelligent.
Learn about a support system helping refugees. And meet an athlete who has participated in several events at the Special Olympics. That and more on the next Iowa Life.
Tuesdays at 6:30 and Sundays at 10:30 a.m. on Iowa PBS.
Looking for something new to watch? Iowa PBS Passport has you covered. Check out all the latest episodes added from your favorite shows. Stream anytime, anywhere, on any device. Support public media today during Festival, and you can binge more of our thrilling dramas, jaw-dropping documentaries, and other PBS favorites today. Support your favorites during Festival on Iowa PBS Passport.
Iowa PBS celebrates Festival with special programs, concerts, and thank you gifts. Be sure to check out the latest thank you gifts, such as the new PBS Crossbody Tote, All Creatures Great and Small Season 5 DVDs, or the Rosie the Riveter coffee mug. Call 800-779-7000. Visit iowapbs.org or scan the QR code and support Iowa PBS today.
Such a meaningful part of Iowa PBS is the coverage of unique Iowa events. And part of that is our high schools and our kids programs, whether it's athletics or otherwise. The state fair coverage, that's such a part of the fabric of Iowa. And I think just the programming that covers things meaningful to our people in our state.
To learn more about becoming a corporate sponsor on Iowa PBS, call or visit us online.
Dowling Catholic leads Johnston 2019 in this Class 5A girls state title. Head coach of the Johnston Dragons, Chad Gillick, joins us now. He comes out of the locker room. Coach, very balanced scoring for your team. Nobody's really popped off. You can't really change that, but what do you like about that first half for your squad?
Well, we did say that at halftime, is that we were balanced in our scoring, but we haven't taken advantage of what they're trying to do defensively. They're just, putting Ellie Muller in the middle of the lane, and we've talked about it a little bit in the first half with our girls. We're just not doing a good job of taking advantage of what opportunities we have when they defend like that. So hopefully the second half we're going to be able to do that.
Shooting from three, a little icy. Does that matter? I mean, is that nerves in this game? I mean, you've got players that can connect, but as a coach, what do you think about that?
No, I mean, Dowling's defending really well. I mean, part of that 1% is because the defense is right there on that. And I wouldn't say any of our shots are terrible, but, when you're defended, we got to find a different way to score than just shooting threes.
When you hear the team huddle, and what's the look in their eyes right now? Do you like the look?
Oh, yeah. I came in there at halftime in the locker room, and they were clapping and cheering. They had already talked about what they want to do in the second half differently, and so I think they're excited. Both games we played Dowling, we were down in the second half in both games that we played them, and we came back and won. So this game's not going to be any different. Go the same way.
All right, Coach, I appreciate your time. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
All right, that's head coach Chad Gillick on his 50th birthday. He's hoping to have a little more happy on his birthday. Let's take a look at how these first half highlights when it was the battle of Ari versus Ava. Ari Phillips. Nice work there from the top of the key. Good shooting. Maybe her and her twin sister Dea. There's Kinnitz. Phillips gets the feed from Kinnitz, who comes off the bench. An incredible spark for them. And Phillips on the left shot. Pass Muller on the block. And let's take a look now at what Ava Zedeker has done. There's the crossover drive in, and just a great spin move in the paint. Ava, as Laura talked about in our pregame show, she can take over the game because she can make shots like that. That kind of opened up lifted the lid off the basket there for the Maroons, as those shots looked really good, as Zedeker has 10 first half points. We have a look right here. You can see the field goal shooting, just not quite there. 2 of 10 from 3, 1 of 7 from 3 for Johnston. Offensive rebounds for Johnston, much more in their favor. Rebounds, though, Johnston winning. So if you look at stats, BJ Shaven and Laura Leonard, what do the stats tell you about the game, you two? Have a good second half.
Thank you very much, Paul. Well, it tells us that these two teams know each other really, really well. And Laura, who's going to shake it free in the second half?
I think one thing, and when we were looking at the stats when we got them, the one thing that we noticed that Ellie Muller, she's doing a great job defensively. She's pulled 10 rebounds, does not have any points. They need her in the scoring column, and I kind of agree with Coach Gillick. For Johnston, you've got to take what the defense is giving you. You can't continue to force that offense, and that was one of the keys that we talked about with Johnston, is don't force that offense. See what they're giving you. Go ahead and take an advantage of it.
Jenkins will go inside to Phillips, who will get the bucket and give Johnston the lead. Ari Phillips now leading the way with 8 for the Dragons. She's joined on the floor by Lewis, Kolb, Jenkins, and Kinnitz. Driving it in is Moeller, caught up along the baseline. Now here's Ellie Moeller. Looking to work on Jenkins, trying to bully her way in, and Jenkins says no. 11 on the shot clock as that goes out of bounds. On the floor for Dowling to begin the late half, they're starting 5. Ellie Moeller, Ava Zedeker, Layla Tritton, Katie Moeller, and Ellie Olson.
It's just bully ball right here. You just go in, you go up against one another, and Jenkins won that battle.
Olson on the drive, can't get at the ball. Johnston by 1 and with the ball. Phillips all the way in the paint. The kick out to Lewis. She'll drive it in. Lewis's shot, good.
Lewis is so good when she puts the ball on the floor. She keeps her eyes looking to see where the defense is coming from, and she saw Muller step up, and she shoots that little floater.
Zedeker working in on Lewis, tries to draw contact. Goes nowhere. Dragons in transition. Kolb's 3. Yes!
You might want to get a timeout here if you're the Maroons. You don't want this momentum to get away from you.
Johnston with their largest lead, a 7-0 run to begin the second half.
Get the push up the floor, so they pull the rebound, they push up the floor, they get the defense locked in. Kolb just steps out. Defense didn't come out in transition. What a great look by Jenkins to be able to find Kolb over there beyond the arc, and that's the run. If you're Johnson, that's the kind of response you want to come out of the locker room with right there and set the tone for this second half.
Think about this. Johnston had only 7 points in the second quarter. Got 7 already. That's how explosive they are.
And it was just a grind in the first half, and the defenses dictated how that first half went. Now all of a sudden a few adjustments by the Dragons, and they've got things rolling.
After the timeout taken by Dowling Catholic, how might they get their offense going?
They can't force things. They've got to run a good set here. They've got to work the ball around, get some cutters, not stand around. They seem to be standing and waiting for somebody to take some kind of action, and it's usually Zedeker that they wait for.
They're leaving Jenkins outside to guard Ellie Moeller. Zedeker gets her pocket picked by the freshman Kolb. To the rack, and 1!
And that just all comes from being slow and just stagnant on offense. They didn't do anything out of that timeout. You get the pick right here. Kolb going the other way, and she's going to take it wire to wire.
Dowling will pick up their first team foul. Tritton will pick up her first. That free throw in and out for Kelly Kolb. Dowling needs something here.
Yeah, they are certainly not in any kind of rhythm, out of sorts on offense. Continue to get that dribble drive, but the defense is jamming up the middle.
Ball poked away, last touch by Dowling, a turnover by the Maroons. And yeah, that defense is still there for Johnston.
Yeah, and they're coming out, they're jamming up the middle, then they're double teaming out on the perimeter, and you could see how hard it was to find anybody that was open on offense. I mean, they forced them into a cross-court pass through a lot of traffic.
Johnston defensively is not letting Ellie Moeller get any type of opening.
And that's a huge key. I mean, she's handling the board. She's doing that part just fine. Man in the middle on defense. They need her to score, and they've got to find ways to get her the ball.
Kinnitz buries the triple. Her first bucket of the game and the largest lead by Johnston as they're on a 12-0 run to begin the late half.
And that's a huge bucket for Kinnitz, and did it as that shot being contested.
That one deflected into backcourt. Zedeker lets traffic go, flies the three and buries it.
It's a lot of poise right there for the senior. Saw the defense flying out at her, just waited till she flew by, and that was a much-needed bucket for the Maroons.
Here's Jenkins. Inside, Lewis.
They're moving so well without the basketball right now. They felt that double team come, and they're cutting to the hoop.
Lewis now with 8.
Good assist, too, by Jenkins to be able to know that the double team was coming and looking for a teammate to help her out.
Dowling started this game 0 for 8 from three-point range. They've hit their last 3. Zedeker's taken all of them. Now cools off as Kinnitz will clear it. Out ahead, Jenkins with the left hand layup, good.
Not getting back on defense, and you get that shot and they're missing it. They're kind of hanging their heads. You've got to hustle back and get in position to slow it down.
The lead now at 12, and Kristen Meyer wants, needs, and gets a timeout here. Let's go inside the huddle.
Right, who's in? Yeah. Hey, no more guard-to-guard ball screens. We have to guard better down there. Are we going diamond? Okay, we'll go diamond down there. Macy's got 10. You guys are gonna have to talk yourselves and then box out. Offensively, Chicago, let's go Chicago. Hey, we gotta get downhill. We gotta get downhill, let's go.
Our thanks to each head coach for miking up. We'll be hearing from both of them during the late half here. 35-23, 3:42 to play in the third quarter. What was she going through there?
Well, they're going to change some things up on both ends, but the last thing she said was, we got to get downhill. However, that's very difficult to do against this Johnston defense the way they are playing it. They're looking to drive. Every time they go in, they're not driving with a purpose. They're going in, they're waiting for them to get slowed down and then kicking it back out.
Out of that timeout, Macy Harnden will check into the game for Olsen. Zedeker drives and finishes.
That was with a purpose, and that's what they need to do. Those are the kind of drives that they need to have. That's getting downhill.
Jenkins, 3, no. Kolb can't track it down. Ava Zedeker, 15 points, has been carrying the load again for Dowling Catholic.
See again, if they do try to put the ball on the floor, see if they can get inside. That is kind of the main purpose, and that's how they run their offense.
Moeller looking for her first basket of the night, guarded tightly by Jenkins, who's done a terrific job locking down the junior. Here's Trenton along the baseline, has it swatted out, 6 on the shot clock. Dowling Catholic will hold the possession.
Jenkins is getting position on Moeller and not allowing her to go right or left. So she's done a nice job. Moeller needs to figure out a way to get her on one side of her or the other so she can step by.
Moeller will stop, jump shot. Left short. Phillips out ahead, Kinnitz. Boy, they can strike and strike in a hurry. Kinnitz now with 5.
As soon as that ball comes off the rim, it is a pass to the outlet and another pass up the floor and somebody cutting to the hoop. That's how quickly they can do it.
Zedeker in the paint, no.
And again, no offensive rebounds for the Maroons.
Phillips to Kolb. And we're going to see a foul called against Dowling Catholic.
This is just textbook fast break. Outlet, couple of dribbles, find the cutter, go to the hoop.
Katie Moeller called for the foul. That's her second, the second team foul here in the quarter. She'll exit stage right. Harnden back in. Along with Olson, Tritton, Ellie Moeller, and Zedeker for Dowling Catholic. Lewis up at the top. Free ball goes to Jenkins. Amani will drive in. Whoa! What an attempt by Jenkins. She just powered her way in and will now go to the line to shoot two.
That shows you what kind of handles she has. She picked up that loose ball, surveyed the floor, and said, all right, I'm just going to challenge everybody. I'm putting my head down, going to the hoop. And she went hard, and that was very tough to try to stop her. Sends her to the free throw line. She can't connect. We have not had a ton of free throws in this ball game.
We certainly haven't. It's been a season for Imani Jenkins. Folks, if you missed this story, her sister Brooklyn battling cancer, diagnosed right at the beginning of the season. In fact, a lot of teams throughout the Central Iowa Metro League would don shirts honoring Imani's sister Brooklyn. She's dealt with that. A lot of things in between, a lot of basketball. And we hope for the best for Brooklyn and all of those that are suffering from cancer, no question.
Well, and what great support from just the basketball community in general. Everywhere they played, everybody participated, wore shirts with Jenkins' name on the back of those T-shirts. Some fans brought teddy bears, some fans brought flowers. Just a kind of a great tribute that this is all about family. Everybody's in the basketball community, and everybody is pulling for Brooklyn.
Lead at 12 for Johnston. Harnden for three. Got it!
Harnden coming in off the bench. 35% three-point shooter. It's a bucket that the Maroons certainly needed.
Closing seconds of the quarter. And Phillips will get that one to roll through.
Phillips is so strong when she goes up. She's able to hang in the air, absorb some of that contact.
Now in double figures with 10. Zedeker at the foul line to Moeller. Leaning in on Jenkins, draws contact, and now will go to the line to shoot two.
They've continued to try to isolate that one-on-one game with Muller and Jenkins. Jenkins has had the best of it for most of this third quarter. And Muller able to finally get her in a little bit deeper to get a shot off and then draw the foul.
Well, this is where Dowling can try to inch their way back into the game, is at the foul line or getting there. But you have to make them. And it's a no-go for Ellie Moeller.
You have to make the most of those situations. I mean, it's been tough sledding to even try to get any points on the board. When you get that opportunity to step to the free throw line, you got to take advantage of it. You got to knock those down.
Shot clock is off. 8 seconds to go in the third quarter. Lewis, and an illegal screen up top called against Jenkins. And that'll be her third.
And they are going to get her out of the ball game. Only 5 seconds left, but you have to believe that she'll probably sit on the bench for a good part of the start of the fourth quarter. They don't want her to pick up foul number 4. If she were going to stay in the ball game, if you're Dowling, you go right at her, try to draw that quick fourth foul.
Get it in, the little give and go. Here's Tritton at the horn. Left short, that's it for the third quarter. How about this? A 20-point third quarter for Johnston as they lead it by 11, 39-28. Well, we had the chance to catch up with the North Polk cheerleaders who were getting into the spirit in between games by adding a little flair, inspiration to pink clothespins provided by the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union, and then sharing the fun by surprising players and coaches. Little clip. Hi again, everyone. I'm Laura Leonard. I'm BJ Shaven. How about this? Johnston 9 of 10 from the field in that third quarter.
They made some great adjustments in the locker room at halftime, and Coach Gillick said he liked the demeanor of his team. They were in the locker room fired up, ready to go, and they certainly came out and set the tone. They got their offense going right away. Dowling has not been able to answer at all, and you got to like the defense of the Dragons.
Well, as we take a look at it here for the fourth quarter, for Dowling Catholic, how do you claw your way back into this down by 11?
Well, again, I think it's you can't force things. You can't force the offense. They continue to try to turn the corner. As Coach Meyer said, we got to get downhill. Yeah, you got to get downhill, but you got to be selective about it. When you get in there, maybe take a look out to the wing, see if you can find a teammate out on the perimeter ready to shoot it. They've got to get some looks and some high percentage shots to get them going. They've got to have a good start to this fourth quarter.
Well, this is the first of two championships here tonight on Iowa PBS. Coming up at 8 o'clock tonight, you've got Mount Vernon taking on Dubuque Wahlert Catholic. Brad Wells and Ellie Ruffridge will have that call coming up tonight at 8 o'clock. But here we go to the fourth quarter. 39-28. Dowling with the ball and needing to find offense. Moeller left it short, got a rebound back. Loose ball picked up by Phillips, and a late whistle as Phillips hits the deck.
Katie Moeller pulls that rebound, needs to get herself into position, go right back up. Probably could have drawn a foul. Instead, that ball gets tipped, and it's going the other way. But you get yourself into position, use that power dribble, back it up a little bit, give a little ball fake, get the defender up in the air.
Tritton will pick up her second. Here's Kinnitz for three. Fill it up!
Kinnitz just comes into a ball game and makes a difference.
Certainly does, and she was missed most of the regular season with that right knee injury. And now will be called for a foul. That'll be her third, as Ava Zedeker will go to the line.
Hangs her head as she goes over to the bench, but Coach Gillick's going to leave her in and give her a little coaching advice, but she's really done a good job. She moves those feet so well and so quickly, stays right with Ava Zedeker as she's making all of her spin moves.
Boy, the shots have been off tonight. 0 for their last 3 is Dowling Catholic from the foul line.
And this is an opportunity to try to cut into that lead.
Dowling now 2 of 5 from the line, as Zedeker does connect. On the drive, Phillips. Here's Lewis, guarded by Zedeker, will pick her pocket. Ava drives and finishes.
Well, and Kinnitz had to lay off of her because she didn't want to pick up foul number 4, so Zedeker with a nice step-through move to the glass.
Kolb left alone. Can't do that as Kelly Kolb knocks down her third triple of the night.
Nobody came up to defend her. She came around off of a screen. Defense didn't come up to contest that shot.
Kolb now with 11 in the game. Here's Moeller. She'll go to the line. Foul on Lewis. That'll be her first.
Kinnitz just stepping out, knocking down threes, getting out on the fast break. And there again, just receiving a pass. She is always, I guarantee you, she is always ready to shoot.
Again, the struggles at the line tonight for Dowling Catholic. Moeller looking for her first point, can't get it.
Oh, and at this point in time, you look up at the clock, you're in a pretty deep hole. You got to figure out ways to get some points on the board in a hurry.
Zedeker drives, can't get it to fall. Olsen will battle for the rebound. Caught up in traffic, now to Moeller, tries to go to Tritton. That's a loose ball. Dowling gonna take a breath, reset. Tritton on the drive, has it poked away, now to Zedeker, but a foul first on Kinnitz, and that's gonna be her fourth. 45-31, Kinnitz picks up her fourth. Zedeker tries to enter it. Lewis with the defense. And for Jenica Lewis, maybe her offensive game isn't going tonight, but her defense has been so strong.
The defense has been there. The hands are quick. She's causing a lot of problems for Zedeker.
Now to Olsen. Aba at the top, three. Fouled on the three-point shot by Lewis. And Zedeker will go to the line. 5:25 to play. 14-point advantage for Johnston. We've seen some wild comebacks here this week at the state tournament. Might there be one in store here for the Maroons?
Well, you certainly have time to do it. There's enough time left on the clock, and see if maybe the Maroons do something a little bit different defensively. See if they can force a few more turnovers, but Johnston does such a great job of pushing tempo, getting the ball up the floor, finding cutters.
Zedeker misses that free throw.
That has been a struggle for the Maroons at the free throw line.
And able to knock this one down. Now with 20 in the game for Ava Zedeker. The lead at 12. Johnston can be rather patient with the ball now.
Yeah, you can be choosy. Maroons are sitting back on defense, and they're going to use the clock. Why not? Why not shorten this game, run that clock? Finally, they come up and try to initiate.
Phillips drives and finishes for two.
You got to have help if you come up and initiate and make them put the ball in play. You got to have some backside help.
The three by Tritton. And a rebound for Jenkins. In double figures already with 12 rebounds on the night for Imani Jenkins. And a 14-point lead, and here we go again.
Well, and a couple of years ago, they put the shot clock into high school basketball, so that would help this situation where you might have teams that would pull it out and stall for 4 minutes.
Now a foul away from the ball. And this is going to be against Dowling Catholic. As Ava Zedeker has been going off, but only offense tonight for Dowling, really.
Yeah, she's been able to find the mark. Getting inside, knocking down a couple of threes, was hot at the end of the first half. Knocked down a couple, and they needed to have that kind of momentum from her and that kind of scoring from her in the second half.
Jenkins inside to Phillips. Now they're going to reset. Moeller comes out to guard Ari Phillips. She'll drive it in with her left hand. Layup, not there. Rebound to Zedeker. Dowling inside. Olsen.
That's a good break. Got the easy bucket. Now you have to believe that Johnston's going to bring it back out. And one of the things that Dowling does is they play man-to-man all the time. They will not go zone. They're going to come out and they need to start pressuring.
Now they switched it up. Tritton will be guarding Phillips. Here's Lewis. How about that shot by Jenica Lewis, and she's hurt.
I think she's got a cramp. And that's what I think the Johnston fans are hoping for, as she's pulling those toes back. These players playing so hard. Turn that corner, gets that shoulder in front of the defender. Gets a nice kiss off the glass.
Now she'll have to check out. She said, I'm okay, I'm going to play. Nope.
Gotta wait a second. I think they're gonna keep her in if nobody came out to help her.
Oh, somebody did.
Coach Gillick gets her out of the ball game now.
So a rare rest. Yeah, she's telling the bench, yeah, it was a little bit of a pull.
Little cramp. They get dehydrated out here. They're playing hard and just needs to go over and get rehydrated, but she doesn't get the chance. I think she's going to check right back in.
Trenton for three. Trenton was instrumental in the comeback in the semifinals against Waukee Northwest. As you see Jenica Lewis re-enter the game. Comes in for a day of Phillips.
Trenton has had a really good tournament. 18 points in the quarterfinals and 12 points, 3 assists in the semis. She's kind of been that X factor for the Maroons.
Muller working on Jenkins. Ellie, the reverse, gets the bucket and one. It's her first field goal of the night. Can she cap off the three-point play?
Able to face up, got that step. Jenkins bodying up on her and able to get the reverse layup to curl in. And if you're Johnston, you have to feel pretty good that you're this late in the ball game, only giving up that first field goal to Muller right there.
Johnston back to their bench. Phillips back in for Jenkins.
All right, go back, go. You got it.
Into the game we go, and Phillips will lose it off of her foot. And that's right in front of Brad Gillick.
They're trying to get something set up, take some time. Normal ball handler, not handling the ball, just turns it over.
How about this? Dating back to the 2022 season, Johnston is 101-2. And when we talked to Brad Gillick, he said, yeah, I never dreamt we'd have this type of success as Trenton knocks down her first triple of the game.
Well, and he kind of feels like this might be one of all his state tournament teams, this might be the best one that he has had.
Now he's going to take a timeout as the lead. Trimmed down to 8. Let's go inside of that Dragon huddle and hear what Coach Chad Gillick has to say.
Okay, for Dea. No, this game is not over. And the only way they're going to come back is you give up three-pointers or you foul on layups. You're not even moving your feet. You're just throwing your body into her, and then, right, you got to move your feet. Get your knees bent and move your feet. They're going to try to go at you for a foul, so you can't foul. So just move your feet. It's our ball right now. Where we at? Hey, where we at? Hey, we're going to run indies. Okay, we're right here. So there, Amani's at that screen. You're popping right here. You get it, Jenica, go hard off it. Right back to the basket. Amani, got it? You know what you're doing? Okay. It's not you. It's Indy. She's going to fake handoff. Okay, let's go. Yes. Go, add to that two. Watch you add to.
They're going to try to get some screen set, try to get a quick bucket off this sideline out of bounds. But, you know, going back to thinking about, they slowed it down. And that's not really their style of play. They brought it out. They were wanting to burn time off of the clock, but that maybe has come back to hurt them a little bit. Allowed Dowling to come back into this ball game, and now you have to fight and battle these last 2 minutes.
Ball gets entered into Jenkins, who's fouled right away. That's going to be the third team foul on Dowling Catholic. They have a couple more before they put Johnston in the bonus.
And that may be the strategy of the Maroons.
And a steal by Muller. Lewis with the steal on this end, and the finish.
Jenica Lewis just laying back, waiting, anticipating that they were going to get the ball to Zedeker, and she jumped into that passing lane and took it for the two that might be one of the nails in the coffin. And just right here, they want to get it back out to Zedeker. She stayed back, and you got to know where she is at all times because she is so quick and anticipates so well.
And a foul in backcourt. That'll be the team's fourth against Dowling Catholic.
You have to do it again here, and that will put them on the line. You've got to slow the clock down as much as possible for as long as possible. Put them on the line.
Kinnett's going to be bear hugged by Trenton, who will pick up her third. And that'll be the fifth team foul. So Kinnett's will come down to the other end, 77% on the season. So Jalea ready to toe the line. Ten-point lead here with 1:38 to play. And this Johnston team, they were loaded. They had, yes, they lost two really quality players from a year ago, but you still had a very strong nucleus coming back. And Laura, during the middle part of the season, Coach Jillick and his staff realized that, hey, this team getting a little stressed out. So they took them to Smash Park instead of practicing. The coaches took on the Dragon players in pickleball and axe throwing. And he said after that, you know, even though they were unbeaten, just kind of relaxed a little bit. How about Ellie Muller knocking down the triple here?
And those are things that you need to do with your team midway through the season. Pickleball, other activities.
Stay connected with Iowa PBS Sports no matter where you're watching from. Join the conversation. Follow us on Facebook and X. And use hashtag Iowa PBS Sports to enjoy the championships with other fans. Let's go inside of that huddle for Dowling Catholic as they're down by 8 here with 1:22 to play.
Grab her just so she gets rid of it. Once she passes, then we'll foul. Listen, take a breath. Take a breath. We get a steal, we're running people over. If they shoot free throws, we're running horns. Goalie's going to drive. If they cut off baseline, strike top. You need to set your player for Katie in horns. Yes? Okay, here we go. Get a steal. Get a steal if you can.
If they don't get the steal, they're going to get the foul right away. And then talking next play, if they make the free throws, here's what we're going to run. And they are going to be looking for three-point shots.
All right.
Comes the baseline starting blocks for the Johnston Dragons.
Love this play. Lewis, who ran the under, will bring it ahead. Jenica lost it in traffic and will be grabbed and fouling. Ellie Olsen will now go to the line. And this will stop the clock as Olsen will come down to the other end to shoot two.
That's a frustration foul. You're trying to get some things set up, trying to decide, do I want to push it? Do we want to get the bucket or should we pull it back out? Just lost handle of the basketball and turns it over.
Olsen, who had 6 points in the first half, now at the line.
On both sides, I know both coaches are over there. They're saying, box out, get a body on body. You got to pull a rebound.
Dowling now 6 of 13 from the line. Moeller ties it up. Possession arrow in favor of Johnston.
Well, same strategy holds true. If you don't get a steal right here, foul. Put them on the line, stop that clock. If you're Johnston, take care of the basketball.
That's deflected in midair, and now a foul on Phillips. And Ari Phillips will pick up foul number 2. And this is going to put Katie Moeller at the line, a 73% free throw shooter on the season.
They've struggled all game long from the free throw line. You got 1:10 left in your season. Got to step to the line with confidence.
Dowling trying to make this a 2-possession game. Now you have 2 officials, Chad Slagle and Garrett Wertz, talking over the scenario and what the call should have been or should be. And Chad Slagle goes to the Johnston bench to tell head coach Chad Gillick what the result is going to be. And no free throws. That's odd if a team's in the bonus.
I'm not sure I understand that because it's 5 fouls.
Zedeker's 3 off the mark. Jenkins will track down the rebound. And in college, we would normally get an explanation. And did not get one there. And a foul here on Dowling Catholic, so Johnston will come down to the other end to shoot free throws.
Well, Ava Zedeker wanting to make a big 3 coming off of a screen, off balance, fired it up. Didn't really get a good angle on it. Had a little more time to be able to get something set up. But as Johnston has done all game long, limit the Maroons to 1 shot and done, not giving up any offensive rebounds.
Kinnett's able to knock it down. She's in double figures with 10. Olsen will attack. Now to Trenton in the corner for 3. Can't get it. Moeller rebound, put back not there. Loose ball. Phillips steps out of bounds. So Dowling Catholic will have it back with 45 seconds to play. It's a 9-point game. Macy Harnden will now come in for Olsen.
Harnden has hit a 3-pointer. That's why she's in the ball game. Keep your eye on her.
A very balanced attack tonight for Johnston. 4 players in double figures. Lewis with 12, Phillips with 12, Kolb with 11, and Kinnitz with 10. As this shot knocked away by Jenkins, and Kolb going to be fouled by Moeller, who will come down to the other end to shoot free throws.
They fake the handoff, tried to go one-on-one against Amani Jenkins, and all night long Jenkins has really done a nice job on Moeller, not allowing her to get any position off of the dribble drive. Stayed right with her, bodied up against her, and Moeller was not able to get a shoulder, a foot, a step around Jenkins at all to get any kind of a good look.
Kolb knocks them both down. Here's a 3 that partially deflected. Out with it. Ahead to Lewis, who's going to try to salt the clock away. And how about this? Johnston now can start to celebrate. First team to win the big school class back-to-back since the 2002 through 2005 Ankeny squad did it, and the Dragons celebrating. Dowling leaving the floor, and how about this from bell to bell? Johnston is your Class 5A state champ.
They have done it. They were on a mission from this time a year ago to repeat as champions. They went undefeated and able to bring home the title back-to-back, and that's tough to do in any sport. It's tough to go back-to-back, and the Johnston Dragons have just repeated as state champions.
What a way for Chad Gillick to celebrate his 50th birthday with the state championship.
You know, they did it. It was all that third quarter that the Dragons needed. They came out, they outscored the Maroons 20-8. And that was the difference in this ball game, because everything else was pretty even in quarter 1, 2, and 4.
Now the championship t-shirts being handed out along with the hats. And for Dowling Catholic, another stinging loss in the state title game.
Well, the defense certainly had an answer in the second half for everything that Dowling did.
Time now for the announcement of the all-tournament team.
Presenting the awards are Brent Johnson, president of the Iowa Farm Bureau, and Governor Kim Reynolds. Joining them are members of the IGHSAU Board of Directors. Announcing the all-tournament team. From Johnston, Ari Phillips. From Dowling Catholic, Ava Zedeker. From Waukee Northwest, Romy Crote. From Johnston, Jenica Lewis. From Dowling Catholic, Ellie Muller. And the captain of the Class 5A All-Tournament team, Amani Jenkins Johnston.
How about that? Amani Jenkins, 2 years ago, moved into the Johnston School District, transferring from Des Moines North, helping the program win back-to-back state championships, and now is the all-tournament team captain.
How about the state tournament for her? 16 points in the quarterfinals, 19 points in the semis, and tonight she has another 18 points in this ball game. Excuse me, 6 points, 18 rebounds in this ball game.
Wow. Those are some future all-stars right there.
Fans, the Iowa Pork Producers would like to present the Top Producer Award for the 5A championship game. Presenting the award is Taylor Anderson of the Iowa Girls High School Athletic Union. This year's top producer of the 5A championship game, from Dowling Catholic, Ava Zedeker.
Ava Zedeker named the top producer. And now it's time to see the trophy presentation.
5A runner-up, the Dowling Catholic Maroons and head coach Kristen Meyer. Fans, let's hear it for your 2025 Class 5A champion, the Johnston Dragons and head coach Chad Gillick.
What else else can you say, but they are the champs, no doubt about it.
No doubt about it. They put the exclamation point on it in the third quarter and made it stand up in the fourth as Dowling tried to make a little bit of a comeback, but here's Samani Jenkins advancing their team into that final line on the bracket.
And the celebration is on for the Johnston Dragons as they best Dowling Catholic 55-44. As now turn it over to Paul Yeager.
The last time that Johnston lost a basketball game was March 3rd, 2023. They're going to add a couple hundred more days to that total until they play again in November or December. They're going to be back-to-back state champions, and we hope our championship coverage you've enjoyed it, and we're going to continue it. Congratulations to both of our teams. Thank you to our crew, and thank you for watching. Johnston 55, Dowling 44. Game 1 is done. One more to go here on Championship Friday night. Wahlert and Mount Vernon next.
Funding provided by the Iowa Department of Health and Human Services encourages Iowans to talk to their doctor or healthcare provider about vaccines. Learn more at ihhs.iowa.gov or ask your healthcare provider.
With our Iowa roots and Midwestern values, Farmers Mutual Hail is committed to offering innovative farm insurance for America's farmers, just as we have for 6 generations. Farmers Mutual Hail, America's crop insurance company.
Fairway Meat and Grocery. For more than 80 years, Fairway has been proud to be an active part of the communities we serve. Learn more at fairway.com.
Across Iowa, hundreds of neighborhood banks strive to serve their communities, provide jobs, and help local businesses. Iowa banks are proud to back the life you build. Learn more at iowabankers.com.
Musco Lighting is honored to support Iowa PBS. We're an Iowa company that lights local schools, community fields, and stadiums, arenas, and venues in more than 125 countries. While our reach is global, our commitment is local.